Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am Shweta, and welcome to the third AMA session of ULIP Logixtics Hackathon. Great, so I'll just quickly present my screen, and I think it's visible. Yes. So to set up the agenda, we will first talk about the overview of the hackathon, the timeline, rewards and benefits that are there for the participants, the problem statements that are there to solve for, more insights about how NLDS and ULIP are contributing to revolutionize the logistics sector of India, and then we will end the session with a live Q&A. So if anybody have any questions, please feel free to start dropping them in the comment section. We will pick it up from there. So to get started, I would like to invite Mohan Saini. He is the Senior Manager at NLDS, and he will welcome our guest speaker for today.
Thank you, Shweta. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome Professor Jitesh, Dean Academics at the Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya. We would like to thank him for giving us this opportunity to present the idea of hackathon with the student community. At the same time, would also like to thank Professor Manoj for giving us this platform to have an interaction with such a large research and the student community. To go ahead with the permission, sir, we would request you to kindly share a few opening remarks regarding the Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya and the expectation from this session. Accordingly, we can commence the session afterwards.
Yes, thank you. I heartily congratulate this initiative on ULIP Logistics Hackathon. The involvement of DPIIT, NLDS, NCDC, and other various stakeholders who are really concerned about the efficiency of logistics and transportation sector in India. So, Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya is as the central university established in 2022, and it is India's first and only university in transportation and logistics sector. And this university has been given a unique mandate by Government of India to contribute in all three dimensions of transportation and logistics sector, that is infrastructure, technology, second is management services, and third is policy, that is reforms and regulations. So in line with this, Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya has set a unique vision that we would be innovation-led, industry-driven university, so that the real-life problems of the industry in transportation, logistics, and supply chain can be innovatively addressed. And that is something where I really see the importance and positioning of this hackathon competition, where the teams would work on some of the most pressing real life challenges in logistics sector and would come out with some of the innovative solutions. So as we are aware that logistics sector demands a lot of say reforms and technological adoptions, because at present our logistics cost is about 14%, and through various means we are trying to reduce it to 8 to 9%, and this will have significant impact on the competitiveness of our products and services for both indigenous market as well as international market. So in our thrive to reduce the logistics cost and make our logistics sector as competitive as possible, we really need to look for the benchmark practices, innovative solutions, and breakthrough, say, solutions in this sector. And this kind of event, more and more, would welcome the problems and innovative solutions from various intelligent group mass in the logistics sector, and it has a unique positioning to contribute to the growing sector of transportation and logistics. So with this remark, I once again congratulate the team, ULIP Logixtics Hackathon, and the joining partners for organizing this event and really motivating the intellectuals to say address the most pressing problem in this sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Jitesh, for such an insightful opening remark. We could get to understand how Gati Shakti as an organization, as an institute, is trying to collaborate with practice and industry to develop innovative solutions which can further reduce the logistics cost and probably solve efficient problems for the sectors. So, with your permission, sir, we will start with the presentation and then subsequently take on the NLDS ULIP and the Q&A session going forward.
Please go ahead. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Shweta, you may please start. Shweta, you are on mute.
Yes, so I'll just quickly present my screen again, and it is there. Okay, thank you so much, Mohan. Thank you so much, Jitesh sir. I'll now move forward to the presentation. Okay. So first, I hope this is visible. Yes. So first, let's talk more about the hackathon. So to give you an overview, after the success of first edition of ULIP Logistics Hackathon, NLDS is back with another opportunity for the innovators of India. That is Hackathon 2.0 in collaboration with Niti Aayog, Atal Innovation Mission, and Startup India. The main objective of this hackathon is to invite the, as I said, innovators of India, whether they are students, professionals, startups, or maybe freelancers, to address the pressing challenges faced by the logistics sector by fostering innovation and creativity. So I mean, all of the interested participants, all of the interested audience, and everyone, this is your chance to participate in something groundbreaking and build the next solutions that can truly innovate the logistics sector in India. So moving forward. Okay, now as per the timeline, currently we are in the registration and idea submission phase, and this phase will be closing on 25th of October. So to make sure that you do not miss out on this opportunity, you first need to register yourself for this hackathon, as well as the second step is to form a team and then attend these live sessions to understand more about what is the whole process, what are certain problem statements and everything, and which will help you learn more about the hackathon, which ultimately will help you give a brief of what you have to submit. And the idea submission deadline is, as well as for the registration, the deadline is 25th of October. After the idea submission phase, we will announce the initial shortlisted teams on 6th of November, and those teams will move forward to the next phase, which is about prototype development. So if you already have a prototype in at place, then maybe in that phase you can improvise the prototype based upon the sessions and everything that we will conduct with you, and improvise it and then submit again. And if you are already submitting the idea at this point of time, which is completely viable and generic, so in that case you can start building the prototype in the prototype development round. So as of now, even for the team who do not yet have prototype in hand, that is fine as long as you submit the idea only. So the prototype development round will close on 1st of December, and we will announce our top final shortlisted teams, that are mainly top 10 teams, on 7th of December, and the grand finale will be conducted on 20th of December. So this is the entire timeline. The same timeline is also reflected on the website as well, so you can take a look. Now, to talk about rewards and benefits, we have a cash prize pool worth 20 lakhs, and which is divided into two categories. One is 5 lakhs to one team for the most innovative solution, and then 3 lakhs to winners in each of the 5 categories. So for this hackathon, we have 5 problem statement. You can select any of it, and for each problem statement or for each category, we will have one winner who will receive 3 lakhs in cash prize. Apart from that, I mean, this is just the rewards with respect to the prize money or the cash prize pool. Apart from that, you will also get a chance to connect with several industry experts and mentors, and will get feedback on your prototype or maybe product, or how to build better GTM strategies and everything. So even in that area, there is so much to gain for, apart from the cash pool prize. Okay, so to talk more about the problem statements that they are given. So yesterday we conducted the problem statement session as well. So in case you have missed out on the session, then you can find the same in the resources section. Once you register for the hackathon, there you will find that there is a resources tab. So if you click on that, you will find the recorded sessions of all the sessions that we have conducted until now. So to understand more about the technicality as well as the use cases of the problem statement, I would advise everyone to check out the problem statement explainer session. So to give a brief about what the problem statements are there, I'll just give a brief introduction. Okay, so starting with the sustainable logistics, where we are asking the participants to understand and build how can we leverage technology and innovation to transform the logistics industry into a more sustainable and environmentally responsible sector, while also minimizing the carbon footprint and preserving the natural resources. So this is what the sustainable problem statement is about. Then next is operational efficiency and optimization. So here the challenge is that how can we leverage advanced technologies and data-driven approaches to optimize logistics operation, reduce cost, enhance efficiency across the entire logistics value chain. Now, the next problem statement is unified documentation and digital transformation. So here the challenge is that how can we develop and implement a secure, standardized, and interoperable digital identity system for all the entities who are involved in the logistics sector, enabling seamless data exchange, enhanced traceability, and improved compliance. Then the next problem statement is data-driven optimization of logistics operation. Here the challenge is to how can we leverage advanced data analytics and machine learning to optimize logistics operation, improve efficiency, and enhance the decision-making process across the entire value chain. And the last problem statement that we have here is tech-driven logistics innovation. So this problem statement is very open-ended. Here you can identify any problem that you think exists in the logistics sector, and you only have to leverage any of the cutting-edge technologies like maybe AI, ML, maybe blockchain or IoT, or a mix of 2 or 3 technologies, which can help to revolutionize the or bring the next new thing in the logistics industry. This is what this is the whole brief of the entire 5 problem statements. Now, as for the registration process, so this is our hackathon website, and as soon as you click on this website, I'll just present my screen again to show the entire process. Okay, so as soon as you click on the link, you will land on the hackathon website, which will look like this. There is a register now button in the top right corner. As soon as you click on the register now button, you will be directed to the login page. Here you have 2 options. Either you can enter your email ID and then log in through the OTP process. And the second option is you can see there are 2 icons below, right? One for GitHub and one for Google. So we might not have maybe not every person in the audience may have a GitHub account, but if you have a Gmail account, then you can just click on this Gmail icon and you will be directed to the registration form. So I'll just quickly enter the OTP here and click on the verify button. Okay. So after the initial login and sign up, I'll be there at the registration page. Here I have to enter all the fields that are given, like name, email, WhatsApp number, country, state and city, then date of birth, gender, make sure that before submitting the registration form, you cross check the information that has been provided by you, that it is correct and everything. Okay, so once I have clicked on the register now button, this is the personal dashboard where I'll be landing to. So to give a more detailed view of this dashboard, I'll again presenting my screen. So give me 5 seconds. Okay. So once the page is there, I'll give a brief of how the dashboard will look like. So the hackathon dashboard, where you will land upon registration, it will have a quick roadmap for you to consider, where all the important steps that you have to follow one by one will be there. So allow me a few more seconds. I think the page is still loading. Okay. So meanwhile, we are able to see the hackathon dashboard. Let's first move to the next slides and I'll come back to this. Okay, so to talk more about what NLDS and what ULIP is, I would once again like to invite Mohan Sani, Senior Manager at NLDS, and he will, give more insights about NLDS and ULIP and how they are contributing to the logistics sector of India.
Thanks, Shweta. So, dear students, NLDS is primarily a joint venture between NICDC Trust, which comes under DPIT Ministry of Commerce, and NEC Corporation Japan. So, primarily, this is an Indo-Japanese project where we are running two projects right on the ground. One is Logistics Data Bank, wherein we give the visualization to all the EXIM containers which are imported or exported out of the country, and we have our operations live at all the major and the minor port terminals. When it comes to Gujarat, we have our operations running at the port of Mundra, Kandla, Hazira, Pipavav, where anybody can go and track the container on Logistics Data Bank. Second is Unified Logistics Interface Platform, for which today's session is scheduled and hackathon is being conducted in close collaboration. This is primarily a platform where close to 11 ministries are integrated for seamless availability of data across various use cases which the private or the government entity submits to us. So to know more about ULIP, I'll request Shweta to please browse to the next slide. Yeah, so ULIP is primarily an initiative which comes under PM Gati Shakti, similar to the University of Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya under Ministry of Railways. So we are primarily a platform, we are a middleware which is integrated with several ministries. And the objective is to develop a single window where any ministry related data, which probably would solve a key business problem, can be made accessible. Just to give an example, we have ministries around railways, civil aviation, port and shipping, finance, road transport and highways who are integrated with us, and their data sets are available through 121 APIs which are up and running. We would encourage the user community, the participant community to access those APIs, develop your own innovative use cases, and submit the prototype when it comes to the hackathon. So ULIP being a primarily digital gateway which has more than 121 APIs totaling up to 2000 data field is available for the logistics community, and it would definitely is already helping the community in solving key problems around logistics cost, which Professor Jitesh was mentioning during his opening remark. Going forward, show the next slide, please. Uh, Yeah. So going forward, we would like to share our experience of Hackathon 1.0, wherein the top users had actually developed applications around circular transportation networks and many more, where they had automated their various business processes. Through those processes, they have been even able to clock a revenue closer to 3x when it comes to their participation in the hackathon. For the research community, for the student community who's present today, we would encourage, for you this would be a great platform to participate, access those key data sets, and probably enhance publications for the research purposes as well. So ULIP has already been covered in more than 10,000 research papers when it comes to a number, rough number on the Google Scholar, and probably we can look forward to multimode data sets which have been incorporated during the last 6 months going forward. So this specific company, which was the winner for the Hackathon 1.0, had developed an application which had solved key problems around the transportation network. So all the empty miles which were being there were trying to be addressed through developing an application for the route optimization, and their cost could be saved, leading to enhanced efficiency. We would look forward to few such similar pictures from the academia this time, wherein the winners are representing the research community and they could look forward to the exciting prizes which Shweta had detailed during the presentation. Shweta, next slide, please. So, fellow students, the last day to register is 25th of October. The detailed process has already been shared by Shweta. For any queries regarding that, for any issues, there is a central helpline number and the email ID as well. Please feel free to drop your queries, and we would be happy to take your participation forward till the prototype going forward. So, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mohan. I'll just present my screen again and will brief about the team dashboard. Okay, yes. So we already went through what is the registration process, what are the certain fields that you have to fill and everything. And once you have registered, this is the dashboard where you will land. So if you check in the roadmap section, all of the steps that you have to perform or which you have already performed will be mentioned here in a very clear and concise way. For example, up until now, all I have done is I have just registered myself here. So I can see that here it is written you are registered. Now the next step for me is to form a team. Then the next step is idea submission, and then the next thing will be initial shortlist announcement, and then so on. So since the next step for me is to team formation, I can click on here team management as well, or I can click here as well, and here I'll come to the team management section. I can just give a quick unique name to my team, then maybe upload a picture here, and then by clicking on this create button I can just create a team. Apart from that, if I only have myself in my team and I maybe want to interact and network with more students or more professionals or people who are in this industry, I can also list my team as a public team and can interact with other people as well. And this is how the teams will receive their invite. For example, there are 3 teams who have invited me to join their team. So in the invitation section, you will find the team name, the request status, time when they have invited you, and the action. So once you will click here, you will get to see that if you want to accept the invitation or you want to reject the invitation. So this is how the team formation round will work. Secondly, the next step that you have to perform is you have to submit your idea. So if you click on the idea submission button, you will first get to see this PPT. So this is the template that you have to follow while submitting your idea. This template will have all the important headers. For example, the first slide that I can see is team details, team name, team leader name, problem statement. And then similarly, there will be multiple slides, and the whole template will be here, which will include certain must-have questions or must-have explanations. Then you will also get the option of to download the PDF, which explains more about the APIs that ULIP is offering, but that is for the prototype development round. So we will be conducting more sessions and explanation on this later. So this is the first thing, that I have to download this PPT and make it as per whatever the questions are given here. Then the next fields that you have to submit while submitting your idea is you have to select your problem statement from here. Then a little brief about your idea. Then the next mandatory question is define the USP of the idea that you're submitting, and some more questions like, is this your first hackathon? Do you have any prior experience in the logistics industry? And then finally upload your PPT here and then click on the submit button. So as of now, these are the 2 things that we have to make sure of. That first is team formation and second is submission. Now I was also talking about the resources section. So if you click on the resources section here, you will find the links to the sessions which are already being conducted. So here you will find all the YouTube links. For example, on 24th September, we conducted the kickoff event. So you will find the link here as the page will show up in the next few seconds. Then all the AMA sessions that has been conducted until now, like on 1st and 10th, and the problem statement explainer session that I was talking about earlier. So if you want to understand more about the technicality as well as the use cases and everything of each problem statement, you can just click here and the session will play on the YouTube. Similarly, this session will also get added in the resources section only. So if you want to, take a look at the session again, maybe while you're submitting the idea, so from the resources section, you can access all of these things. There is one more feature, that is polls. So we post questions here, which are generally polls every like 2 to 3 days. So for example, no new question has been added today, so you cannot see any notification. But otherwise, once you will land on this dashboard, you will see that if 1 or 2 or any number of polls that are added here, you will see a small number in the where the word poll is written here only, which will help you understand that more polls are added. So maybe you can answer that as well. In polls, there is no right or wrong answer. You can just select basis on what your understanding of the hackathon and ULIP or whatever the poll is addressing. Okay, so coming back to the slides, so now we will take up few of the questions from the comment section from the participants. Okay, so one person is asking, my question is to Mohan. Okay, we are building one of the AI-based marketplace platform for global movement. Can we use API from ULIP to integrate on our platform? I mean, that is anyway one of the important factor that you have to consider. But yes, Mohan, please, can you take this one?
Definitely, and Ananta, we appreciate your initiative of utilizing API for your own marketplace, and we would be happy to understand which all APIs you would be requesting for. And in the course of registration of hackathon, there is a stage prior to prototype where anyways you have to access to those APIs. So in a nutshell, yes, you can use the APIs to integrate your platform after following a basic compliance process for which the SOP is already available on goulip.in.
Thank you. Now moving on to the next question. How do I know for sure that my submission has been received and recorded? So as soon as you register or as soon as you submit your idea, you will get a email that we have successfully received your submission for this hackathon. So you can check those emails. Okay. Then do we need to have a market ready solution or is an idea good enough? So I'll just quickly brief and then maybe Mohan, you can talk about this more in detail. So in the first phase, that is until 25th of October, you only have to submit your idea. And then moving on to the next phases, then you have to build your prototype and add on some more features and details. Mohan, if you like to add anything to the market ready solution, then you can.
No, I think you have answered, but just to add on to it, recently we have integrated with one of the management school down south for calculating the carbon emissions. Sorry, when a route is planned. So that has been done by a group of students who have developed those APIs. So it could be at a very nascent MVP stage as well, wherein utilizing the ULIP APIs, you have an idea which has been built upon, and then how that idea can solve the problem related to logistics sector in the longer run is something which is appreciated as a participant. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So next is, what emerging technologies do you believe will have the biggest impact on the logistic industry in the next 5 years? So Mohan, can you help with this one?
Yeah, sure. So, considering already the penetration of logistics of technologies in the logistics sector has started happening. It started with e-commerce when all those handheld devices, automated sorters, robotics started hitting the warehouses. But now is the time when the technology is set up across the paradigm of supply chain, including port sector as well. NLDS being one of the companies which is focusing on the ports sector specifically, is already working on technologies as OCR, big data, machine learning, and AI algorithms. So to go ahead with when it comes to automation, which can actually help an organization reduce their cost and enhance efficiency, which Professor Jitesh was mentioning during his opening remark, will require technologies such as your blockchain when it comes to secured movement of the records. It could be a financial record or an operational record. And then subsequently, from the operations perspective, OCR if there's any automation for a gate operation, and probably robotics when it comes to within the warehouse. So already a lot of research is being undertaken within the academia also on how interlogistics can be improved with the help of AGVs. So all the automated guided vehicles have made their inroads to the warehouses, to the shipping ports, and to the airports as well when it comes to having an operation which is less dependent on manpower but more on the operations for the efficiency and reducing cost. So in nutshell, OCR, automated guided vehicles, blockchain, and all the algorithms related to ML and AI will be helpful in the next 5 years.
Thank you, Mohan. Thank you for the information. The next question that I'll pick is, okay, we are a team of 3 members, and do we all need to submit your idea? No, the one team has to submit one idea, and the team can have 3 to 4 members, but only one submission from one team. Okay, so maybe Mohan, you can help with this one. Which manual processes in logistics do you think have the highest potential for automation?
So I presume still, if let's say if a shipment has to move from Mundra port in Gujarat to Hamburg, there are still a lot of documents which move along with the shipment. So document digitization is something which has the highest potential. To throw some number, there is something called bill of lading, which moves when a shipment moves from one country to another country. It's basically like a boarding pass or a ticket for a shipping container. So still, a lot of those bill of ladings are processed manually. And there's a research study which says there could be a potential cost saving of close to $2 billion on an annual basis if all the entities could automate that document transaction of bill of lading. So I would say currently the process around documentation transaction wherein all the data management can be brought into one location as an MDM would have a highest potential for automation. ULIP is playing a big role in solving such problem. We have already integrated with, as I said before, 11 ministries who have 38 systems and close to 121 APIs. When we total all the data fields which are available there, that constitute to a number around 1800 plus. We are getting use cases through such hackathon, workshop, and those fields keep on getting further enhanced. So more the data is available digitally, more we will be able to process our logistics processes through automation or through online process, and that will have the highest potential going forward in the automation sector.
Thank you, Mohan. Now, next question is, what are the key evaluation criteria for the submissions? Okay, so I'll just quickly, the evaluation criteria are mentioned on the website as well. So if you scroll down here, you will see that the criteria is divided into 4 subheadings. First is impactful vision, then technical merit, innovation and creativity, and feasibility. And what are details that needs to be there while you are making your submission, you can read more in more detail about here only. Okay. So moving on to the next question. Okay, so Mohan, this is for you. The container tracking will be till the load on the vessel or till the POD, the booking is done by the end user.
So essentially, all the EXIM containers are being tracked from the moment they arrive to the Indian port. So let's say, taking the same example, a container is imported from Hamburg, Germany to Mundra in Gujarat. So you will have the high sea tracking when the vessel is on the high seas. Once it is offloaded at the port of Mundra, right from there till the last mile, you will have the tracking over there. And to add on to something which was asked in the last question also, we are already working extensively with the government of Gujarat to build an integrated dashboard where the centralized agency can view all the logistics movement onto one platform itself. And container tracking is playing a big role over there, along with other peripheral tracking for the civil supplies or for the warehousing operation as well. So for this question, container tracking starts right from the last port of call for that container till the last mile delivery, which could either be your toll plaza, SEZ, a parking plaza, or an empty yard. And the similar goes for the return journey in the export to the first port of call where the delivery of the container will happen.
Thank you, Mohan. I can see many specific questions this time with respect to the idea and logistics industry. Okay, this is simple. Do the team members have to be from different backgrounds like engineering and management, or we can, you can all belong to the same background or maybe different background? That is not an issue. Okay. I am a freelancer and don't own a company, but I see that ULIP APIs require company details for access. So how can I still use the APIs in this situation? Okay, so first you will only need to use the APIs once you get shortlisted and move on to the prototype development round. And as of now, only the idea submission is required. But to gain more insights into this, maybe Mohan can help.
Wise concepts essentially credibility is required to give you access for the ULIP APIs. What we could suggest is please submit your idea through this hackathon. And in case that prototype is maturing into an application or something, we will look forward to how do we incorporate your access to the APIs as well. However, since this is a key confidential data which is there with the ministry, we have to sign back to back kind of NDAs to ensure that data is being used at the appropriate and the safe level. So just initiate your association with this hackathon, and we'll see how we can further progress to other APIs for your requirement as well.
Thank you, Mohan. Okay, what are the key factors to consider when designing an efficient layout for a logistics base?
I think I would need some clarity on this question. I would request Pratik if you can drop a detailed question on the centralized email ID. But what I could understand is efficient layout. Is it for a warehouse or for supply chain is in total? I'm not able to understand. But then uh, the stuff around 5S, the stuff around where the operations would be happening, the MHE has to be kept is something which we define as an efficient layout. However, we'll need a more clarity to answer this question. Would kindly request you to please write it to the centralized email ID and we'll get back to you. Please drop in your mobile number as well for a discussion over call if required.
Great. Thank you, Mohan. So I'll just quickly drop in the support email ID in the comment section, ulip support@hacktoskill.com, and you can reach out to there, or like as Mohan said, you can also provide your contact number and we'll help you move forward. Okay. Okay, I think this is the last question that I can see as of now. What challenges do you see in integrating data from diverse sources, and what are the strategies that might help us to mitigate those? So, Mohan, would you like to take this up?
So yeah, thanks for that. So Amar, probably, I mean, considering we have built a robust system wherein the data seamless exchange happens from ministry to the ULIP and then ULIP to the end user, and that is done in milliseconds itself. So the challenge could, whatever it may arise. For example, we always ensure that an whitelisted IP address is able to hit our API. So that is one of the things which we already mitigate through the process which we have set up on the ground. But when it comes to exchanging at a huge level, our system is very robust, capable of handling transactions in multiple number. Just to share for with you, till date we had more than 60 crore plus API hits onto ULIP, and there have been no issues when it comes to lag in terms of exchange of data. So probably after following the desired SOP, which probably follow the cycle of registration, submitting a use case verification, terms and conditions signing, staging credentials, test case submission, prod credentials, and an application development, we ensure that we are there with the end user to ensure seamless data exchange.
Okay, so I think this was the last of the question. Yes, thank you so much, Mohan, for your time and for taking up all the queries and answering in detail. We really appreciate your presence. And now, this coming to a closure, I would again like to remind all of the participants here that make sure you submit your idea before 25th of October to avoid losing on the opportunity. And if you have any, maybe follow up questions for the answers that are given here, or any new questions or queries, then you can. Reach out to us at ulipsupport@hacktoskill.com. The email ID has been dropped in the comment section as well. So thank you again, Mohan, and all the
Thanks.
very best to all the
Thanks,
participants.
Shweta. And we would like to thanks Professor Jitesh also in the end for giving us this opportunity along with Professor Manoj, who Vice Chancellor Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya, and definitely Dr. Vipul for all the support in coordinating and getting all the students in the campus online to join this session and make it a successful. A big thank you to all of you for your kind support.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a great day.